Aha! There he is, my big brother.
What's going on, little brother?
I'm doing okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of
Uncle Cliff?
And Little Brother. I got to cue you already. You don't forgot. We just did a show last week. Get up with the. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. You caught me sleeping a little bit there, but yeah, we're gonna do what we do, and just so happy to be here to share with everyone and see what we come up with today. We're gonna talk a little top ranking college football and high school football or NFL pro rankings. So what do you think about that, little bro?
Well, we got a little high school football as well, and let's just refresh everybody's memory. When you go to our YouTube page, it's Uncle Cliff and Little Brother. Now, our YouTube page will be up in a day. It takes a while for that thing to propagate, but you're going to see one of our first shows we put together. We were on live remote at the mansion of Uncle Cliff. It was really, really nice. So we had, Justin Medlock, the Miami commit, and obviously he's Uncle Cliff's nephew, and he's my son. We had the very, 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 very talented Clay Mack Skills, one of the best or the best defensive back trainer in the country. So, Cliff, we had a great time, didn't we?
Man, in reflecting on what we were able to learn and discuss, I mean, and all the fun that we had, I mean, I just can't wait to share it with our audience.
But you know what? Well, what I realized, man, podcast job is hard. We thought we was gonna come in here and me and Uncle Cliff been going back and forth tussling, and we thought we were gonna just come in here. Oh, we're gonna get us a podcast. But no,
Yeah.
some work. It's a lot of work to it, and but we've this is our second show, so we've gotten the hang of it, and we're excited. I mean, we're absolutely excited about this thing.
Well, definitely, we're gonna grow the show. I mean, it's gonna get better and better and better. It's just gonna build, and the climax is gonna keep going once we build it to where we need to have it, and the climax is just gonna explode. So
Well,
get ready.
before we get off into the top high school poll, the top preseason college poll, the top preseason professional football poll, I want to talk about something that's been kind of in the news lately, and about the coaches and the general managers. LeBron James didn't get one vote. He didn't get not one vote. As the league's best player. Now, no one is saying LeBron is the league's best player, but I saw that and I said, well, you know what? The man is what is he? 37, 36 years old. Uh, I'm like, okay, well, I, maybe not, but one vote? Come on, Cliff. Talk to
Well,
me.
I sort of heard a little bit about that because the news wasn't that big on it, and I really didn't pay much attention. You got guys who's always talking about who's the best player in the world and this and that's all good and fine, but it takes a team. I mean, especially when you look here, Braun been the king for how long? I mean, come on.
Oh Lord,
I mean, come on.
let me clean my own clock. Clean my own clock because I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
mean, he's been the king for how long? The king, hey, it's not gonna
Say
last forever.
it's not gonna last forever. But without any further ado, yeah, we like to get into this conversation. And Uncle Cliff, we're gonna start with high school, but give people a little understanding about high school football in Texas. Just your own opinion. And I'm gonna pull up our visual, but just give us a little tiny little speck of understanding on what Texas football means.
I mean, Texas football, I mean, all over the country, especially I say Texas, I say the country, but I mean Texas, because Texas is a country unto itself. And I mean, just we need our own country here in Texas, man. And on Friday nights, the Friday night lights is real. I mean, you got cars for a mile trying to get into a stadium, and the band is playing, and you can smell the hot dogs and popcorn, and I mean, people really get into it. And of course, when it gets colder, we're gonna have us a little flask on us now. Don't hey, look here.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna skip over that one. But Cliff, when I look at Texas high school football, we have to start with 6A football. And for those of you out there that do not know, Texas high school football is 6A Division 1, 6A Division 2, 5A accordingly, 4A, 3A, 2A Division One, 2A Division Two, 6-man football, and private school. We love our football in Texas, people.
Yeah, I tell you what, the 6A is the big boy. 6A football in Texas is like a Division two or Division 3 college football. Wouldn't you agree,
No, I
little bro?
wouldn't. I wouldn't agree with that. But
Divide division. Okay.
Division Two football is grown
I
men.
know. I mean, I said yeah, I don't agree with that. I said that's why I said Division 3.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Division Three. I'd say some junior colleges will be able to, handle some of those teams. But high school football, and it's not about the fact that these high school teams aren't that good. They just don't have that grown man body yet, and that would be the separating factor when a kid gets another year on you and then gets to college. So regardless of the level,
Yeah.
the body weight. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, I would argue the top 3 or 4 teams in 6A could play with some JUCO teams.
Yeah, yeah.
For Division 3.
I,
I
I
mean,
I would think that the upper echelon, your IMGs, because you got to think about it. High school football rosters aren't stacked with select players. They have one kid who has to go
yeah.
to end practice then they got the other kid who's playing because the other kid had got sick. So we're just going to
Right.
feed you in. No, they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
stacked. So that's why I said IMG, matter
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
The team is playing this
Right.
the deal.
It's
You
gonna be
got to
some weak links besides. Yeah.
right. See,
Yeah.
in college, you get to do what, Uncle Cliff? You get to choose and give scholarships to the ones you think are the best.
Yeah.
Select.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir.
It's a select team.
So let's
That's
start it
best.
off. 6A. 6A football, Division One. And we have the defending state champions, Austin Westlake. Talk to me, Uncle Cliff.
Whew. I mean, you said a mouthful, man. They. What's gonna slow them down? I mean, they got a quarterback. They got the offensive lineman. Who did they win the championship off of? Who did they play
You
last
and
to
I,
win the championship? Do you
we go
recall?
to we go to the state games every year. And last year we were there. And I
Right.
think
Right.
Westlake knocked off they knocked off I can't remember who they beat. But it was a really good football game.
Yeah, I thought we were at the Katy game.
Yeah, we did go to the Katy game, but the Katy game was Cedar Hill and Katy, and Westlake actually played South Lake Carroll. And
Right.
they
That's true.
beat South Lake Carroll. And it was the duel of the
Right.
quarterbacks.
That's
Obviously,
right. You're
we
right.
know that Quinn Ewers is at Ohio State, or it would have been a matchup again between those two, the gentleman at Westlake. That was a great football game, and Westlake actually won that one. Then now you
Didn't
got Katy right there,
right.
the Tigers. Katy beat Cedar Hill last year. Caden Salter was running for his life, but
Yes.
this year Katy is always loaded, and I have no reason to think that they won't be loaded. The number 2 spot is deserved. Now, the one thing I'm
As soon as
happy
you
about,
said that, I was going to ask you about, did you think Austin Westlake belonged in the number 1 spot? I was going to ask you that, and
I
you
think
just
they I think they belong in the number 1 spot. But look at Katy. Katy is never in the same bracket with Duncanville, South Lake Carroll, North Shore. Katy is always in 6A Division 2, where they can fall in and play Cedar Hills, Denton Ryans. I am so happy that Katy has gotten their behinds in with the big boys in 6A Division 1. That's where they've always belonged. That's where they need to stay.
well, when you look at a team like Katy, Westlake Katy, those teams are so fundamentally sound. Can you say that together? Let's say that together, boys and girls, really slow, slow. Fundamentally sound. Those are football teams. I mean, from the special teams, I mean, to the guy who's taking a Gatorade out on the field, doing timeout. They got a process. I mean,
Can I add to this? When I look at the third spot,
mhm.
is South Lake Carroll deserving to be number 3 in the state with Ewers gone? And I heard the coach say we're loaded, and I don't doubt that they have a top quarterback that's waiting in the wings. But number 3 in the state, I think that's an insult to number 14, which is Galena North Shore. North Shore. I know they're reloading, and it's an insult to Duncanville because we both know what Duncanville has. They have Jordan Crook, probably he's in the top 3 linebackers in the state. They got Marquise Medlock, who is our nephew that plays running back at Duncanville. They have two offensive linemen who are Power 5 prospects who have already committed to Oregon. But I think, and one of them committed to, I believe it was Auburn. But Duncanville is loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Duncanville is your number 2 team.
Little brother. Now you know I'm gonna step on you a little bit. I know you going on and on and on and on about how Duncanville's loaded.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna take the other side of this. I think South Lake Carroll is right where they belong. I mean, they steamrolled Duncanville last year in the playoff. Let I remind you, little brother. Also, they had a sophomore at running back who put 200 on him, 230. You know, I thought he almost over 300 yards, and he's a sophomore, and he's coming back.
And you know
I
what?
mean, you know, so
I'd be remiss if I did not take heed to Big Brother, because you're right. Ewers was hurt mostly the entire year. He came back in the playoffs and he did okay. The
okay,
powerhouse, the workhorse was that young running back they had.
he's a
That's what killed.
sophomore.
I know that's what killed DeSoto, and that's what got Duncanville was that running back. And
That running back.
Big Brother, you're right. Yeah, you're
Hmm.
right.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
I don't know how they're doing on the offensive line if they returning a lot of those guys. Now, if they do, I mean, cause look here, I've seen Duncanville. I got much respect for Duncanville and those
Mhm.
badass Division 1 athletes they sport up and down the line. But let me tell you, I mean, Duncan, they were ready for they had no answer for South Lake Carroll, and they hung right in there with those big, strong athletic guys. I mean, they were back. They got the best of them.
So we're gonna stop. So we're gonna say our top 5 now. We're gonna do Uncle Cliff and Little Brother's top 5. So we both saying number 1 is obviously Austin Westlake. Who's number 2, Uncle Cliff?
Katie. No, I think they got it right. I mean, Katie's got a badass quarterback. I think he committed to Auburn or one of those SEC schools. I mean, and they Katie took it to Cedar Hill, which was a pretty damn good football team. Kid Salters and them, hey, they got dominated on the defensive line, the offensive line. But I think Katie, when you win a championship, little brother, and you come back to defend your championship, folk ought to let you do it in peace and not be trying to put you ranked in your 10 and all this kind of stuff. And we're gonna get to the NFL, the way NFL do their business. We'll talk about that later. But when you do things like Katie did, they
Cliff,
deserve to be number 2.
Uncle Cliff, Uncle Cliff, Uncle Cliff.
Talk to me,
I,
little bro.
I would tend to possibly agree with you 50% of the way. The other 50% is they didn't play 6A Division 1. They were in Division 2 last year with Cedar Hill, Denton Ryan, all those other guys. They didn't get a
Oh, I
chance
see.
to put that lever and go up against Duncanville, go up against DeSoto, go up
I
against
see.
South Lake Pearl, go up against Westlake. So I need for you to slow it down and to really seriously consider pumping your brakes.
Well, you know what, and I'm gonna take heed to what you're saying because I'm a reasonable man. And I recall when Cedar Hill played Duncanville, they did the same thing to Cedar Hill that Katie did to him. You remember that? I mean, so I mean,
So your
so
number 2 is Katie. My number 2 will be Duncanville. Let's go to number 3.
well, how do you put Duncanville at number 2 when South Lake Carroll at number 3 whipped them last year and whipped them good?
Well, this is the preseason poll, Uncle Cliff, for 2021.
Yeah.
And we got to get through this stuff. And you're going
Uh,
to have your poll and your picks,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have
Well,
my poll.
Marco, okay. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scratching just head scratcher. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say it's idiotic. It doesn't make sense or anything like that. I'm just gonna say it's a head scratcher.
Well, you have
Number
your
two for
poll. You have your wall. I have my wall.
me.
I
Hey,
got Duncanville number 2. You got
hey,
Katie number 2.
don't get upset, little brother. Come on now. You need some peanut butter. Don't get upset. I
Who you got
tell
in
you
there?
what, my number 2 is gonna be Katie. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3.
My number 3 is South Lake Carroll. I think they got that right now. I'll say that with a caveat. This Gallantine Park North Shore Mustangs. I don't know anything about them. You got to tell me about them. They're in Alvin. They're in that Alvin district.
I'm gonna need you to do better, but don't just put some respect on their name. Put some respect on North Shore's name. That's North Shore, Galena Park, North Shore. Put some respect
Oh,
on their name.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how you to
Okay,
read it?
that's North Shore. Okay. I'm respecting that. I know them as North Shore. This Galena Park and all that. I'm not from down there. Okay, I'm up here with DeSoto, Duncanville. I mean, the mighty Allen Eagles. That's my territory. You know about what's going on down there at the Gulf. Around all that water and stuff. But I'm up here. I'm in the North Texas, where the real Cowboys are.
Well, get to your picks. Who's your number 3 team?
My number 3 team is gonna have to be North Shore.
Okay, at number three, I'm gonna put North Shore. I'm going with you as well. North Shore is my number 3 team.
So we got Westlake number 1. We got Katy Tigers. I got Katy Tigers number 2. You have Duncanville.
Yes, I do. And number 3, we both agreed that North Shore is number 3.
Yeah, we both agreed North Shore is number 3.
Well, who's your fourth best team in the state this year, Uncle Cliff?
I'm gonna go with Duncanville.
Okay.
Duncanville number 4 right now.
Okay.
I mean, because look here, until Duncanville can show me that they can compete in the big games against the big guys, it seems like every year almost. And you got to agree with me on this one, little brother. Every year, and once they get down to the big guys, they don't look like they're prepared or ready. I don't know what I can't put my finger on that. So until then, I can't put them in the top 3. So Duncanville for me, they're 4. They're number 4.
Okay, Duncanville's number 4 for you. I'm gonna put South Lake Carroll at number 4, and number 5 for me would be Katy. Katy has no business in the top 5 in 6A Division 1, but we have to go by what we have, and I'm gonna go with Katy number 5.
Yeah. Well, number 5, so I'm gonna put South Lake Carroll number 5.
Let's go look at 6 through 10, and we're gonna hop over to college. What we got on 6 through 10?
Yeah, we'll briefly talk about them.
And these guys down in my area, let me talk about them. Number 6, Humble, Atascocita. They're gonna be a great challenge for North Shore in this region. And I'm sure Euless Trinity coming in at number 7 is gonna give all the Arlington schools and gonna give Duncanville fits in the playoffs. Lake Travis is down there by what's the number 1 team? Westlake. Lake Travis always has quarterbacks. Always. That's a quarterback factory. Drew Brees. I mean, do I need to say any more? Like I said, Arlington Martin, number 9. Those Arlington schools.
Arlington Martin, that's in my neck of the woods. Let me tell you about Arlington Martin. I mean, for decades, they reload. I mean, how do they do it? Every year they have. Tell me how they do it, Locke.
Well, the entire district. It's kind of like the Frisco district with all those Frisco schools in one district. Arlington got a lot of high schools in one district, and they are just talented out there. That's on that belt line that they call it the I-20 corridor. DeSoto, Duncanville, Lancaster, Arlington.
They got a really good linebacker at Arlington Martin. Really good everything though. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, they got some good players over there. Really good linebacker over there. I mean, again, all the Arlington schools are talented, but to see Arlington Martin pierce the top 10 ranking in the state preseason, that's been impressive.
It's impressive. I'm gonna get out to go see it.
Oh, I just had something just stuck me in the side. The Allen Eagles, your Allen Eagles are number 10? Oh, that's right. Y'all got Chad Mars, the guy who was fired from Arkansas and SMU, I believe. Chad Mars. That's your guy. Okay. I'm sorry, Uncle Cliff. Go ahead.
Well, them folks down that Alvin School District, isn't that where you are down there in Alvin Independent School District? They stole our coach. They come up there and offer them what, $150,000, $200,000 a year job, and so they stole our coach. So things been going down at Allen ever since. Who was that did that? Some school in Alvin School Independent School District.
We don't pay attention to idle fodder. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, really, Kyler Murray. They've been going down since Kyler Murray left. Kyler Murray built that stadium there. What is it, $200 million, $65 million stadium? A kid built that. And so they've been going. It's been on the way down ever since then.
Get us to college, Uncle Cliff, and I'll have a few things to say while you get to work.
Well, I tell you what.
Go ahead, Uncle Cliff. Go ahead.
I tell you what. The college football poll, I have plenty bones to pick with it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know what.
While you queuing it up and getting it ready, I got a few things to critique about your top 5. I just want to let the people know that here's the disclaimer. I have nothing to do with his idiotic behavior. I have nothing to do with his failed picks. I have nothing to do with anything related to football. I only can speak for myself. Now back to the program.
My rebuttal to that is just remember number 3. The number 3 pick is the key. He picked Duncanville to be in the 3rd spot, and I told him, "Oh no, huh?"
I did.
You did.
And
the 3rd,
number 2, right? Number 2 team in the state. I picked Duncanville number 2.
Yeah, Duncanville number 2. Wow, that's even more crazy. I mean, so but well, you gonna double down on Duncanville. Duncanville equal dumb. No, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it could. I mean, hey, you know what? I'm doing my
that's
best.
what they do every year. They do dumb stuff, and
I'm
Anyway.
doing my best. I mean, but I'll let you bring us into this college football poll. Obviously, you have a lot of respect for Alabama. You even wear crimson and white to bed. I've been told by your wife.
Who doesn't respect Alabama? Like you
Right.
said, you better put some respect on that name.
Put some respect
every year.
Yes,
got to put some respect on Alabama's name. They have the greatest football program right now that we've seen in a long, long time. The dominance is just breathtaking. Now they've got it right. Alabama's number 1.
They are, Uncle Cliff, but I'm looking at this. Heisman winner, Devontae Smith, gone. Najee Harris, we saw him grown man people the other night. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, gone. Bryce Young, 6-figure NIL deal. He hadn't played a snap. He got $1 million already in college. I love it. Uncle Cliff, he may hate it, but I love it.
And then they lost the quarterback. What's his name? Mac Jones.
He's gone. He's gone. And they're number 1.
Have you seen him? Let's just talk about Mac Jones for a little bit. He came in and just played 1 year at Alabama last year. Was it 1 or 2 years? I just saw him play 1 year, and he's a first-round pick in 1 year, and he's pressing Cam for the starting job in New England right now. He's playing great. Have you seen him?
With Cam having to go out and have that second opinion, you gotta wonder, how did the team not know that? And now he has to sit out for a whole nother week for the COVID protocol. And all of a sudden, Matt Jones now has an upper hand to win the job. Doesn't that sound fishy to you, Uncle Cliff?
Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone because you can go this way, that way. It's a lot to unpack when you talk about Cam Newton. So let's stay on college football. We'll be unpacking stuff all night.
I know you can unpack those women's scarves and those skirts. I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on? I mean, hey, look,
let's just move on to the number. Our number 2 team is Clemson. Okay. Now it looks like this is the college football ranking poll, and Clemson at number 2. What do you think? Do you agree with that, Uncle Cliff, or do you disagree?
Well, I'll just say this. Clemson has had some nice football teams. They've always been a pretty good program, but they ain't no Alabama, and they don't get to just come in and be number 2. Okay, so they did lose a first-round talent in Trevor. What's his name? Trevor Martin?
No, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. That's right.
His name. Put some respect in his name.
Yeah, I'll put it. Well, I'm just saying that because I've seen in Jacksonville. It's just like NFL is hard on rookie quarterbacks. Okay, so don't expect Trevor Lawrence to come in the NFL doing what he did at Clemson in the ACC. Okay, and so I'm not gonna. I say Oklahoma's number 2. I'm not. Long story short, I believe that Oklahoma is the number 2. Alabama, Oklahoma, right now. I mean,
offensively, I give you that. I put OU number 2 in the country. Period. Offensively, hell, number 1. I put them offensively number 1 in the country. I just think that their quarterback, Spencer Rattler, I think he's better than Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is going to be a brilliant quarterback. I think Rattler is a number 1 overall pick when he decides he's going to come out. I really do. You and I, not like a lot of folks, we've been talking about Rattler since he was a freshman. He threw all those picks against Baylor. He was down 28 points at halftime or 21 points at halftime. He came back and won the game. Rattler is a really good football player. He is a really good football player. And I'd pick them offensively, the number 1 team in the country. I really would. but I just have to stick with Alabama at number 2. I'm gonna go with Clemson, and the reason why is because of defense. Now, the one thing that Oklahoma will probably not give you at that level, at that high of a ranking, defensively, they can't stop anybody right now. But they're working on it in recruiting and developing players. But I just think defensively, Clemson can probably pull that game out because they have more talent on that side of the football.
You know what? I can't argue with you there. I mean, Oklahoma realizes that their deficiency is on defense. They've got the offense, but what is their defense going to do? And can they hold up 4 quarters against a powerful team? We don't know that. Now, the good news is, like I said, Oklahoma, they realize their deficiencies in defense. They're trying to correct that. But you're probably right. They probably are probably 3 or 4, but I just like for you to be number 2. It's good for this part of the country.
Okay, so we got Bama 1, Clemson number 2, and we have Oklahoma number 3, which we both agree with. And
Yes, we do.
moving up down the line.
Now, this is where they lose me. At number 4 and number 5. Let's unpack number 4.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Georgia. They went 8-2 last year. Now, folks, we had a COVID year last year. Players were opting out. All kinds of things were happening. Georgia's stacked. They got a lot of talent. They got a hell of a defense always. But their offense always leaves something to desire. I mean, they try to play power football. The quarterback typically is not that good. So number 4 for me, that's a little bit high to Georgia. They got to prove it to me. That's high. That's too high for Georgia. Number 4.
I think at number 4. I think that's high for Georgia. I think Georgia comes in every year with ample talent, but with underachieving effort. And I agree with you. That's too high for Georgia, but they haven't been number 4. My number 4 team actually is Ohio State. I don't care how Ohio State has to reload. They got the top 2, top 1 talent in the entire realm of college football. I ain't say top 3. Top 1, 2 talent, man for man, is at Ohio State. I got Ohio State at number 4 for sure.
Jason, I mean, Lil Brother. Sorry for calling you by your surname. Lil Brother, even the aliens who live on this planet, and don't live on this planet, know that Ohio State is a top 4 program in this list. Anybody could argue Ohio State belongs at number 2. I mean, you could argue that. You could argue that they should be at number 3. Definitely, without a doubt, they should be number 4. I don't know who did this, but I disagree totally. Georgia is not the number 4 ranked team preseason wise, and that'll soon be shown when they start playing these games.
Now we're gonna get off of that. We got Ohio State at number 4. We both agreed on that one, correct? Now we're gonna come back. Number 5, Iowa State. We're gonna spend some time right here because
talk to me on this one, because this is a head scratcher for me. I'm just I'm at a loss for words on this one.
I'm going to refresh your memory. Oklahoma coming there to play Ohio State. They're number 1 team in the country. Get their head beat in. Texas comes in and Ohio State comes down there. Get their head beat in. We talking about 2 years in a row. We're talking about the head coach at Iowa State was named Coach of the Year in the Big 12. He's a good football coach. He doesn't have the funds for that program to make it what it could be. Those kids play for him. Iowa State is a underdog program in the Big 12. They will punch you in the mouth at any moment. They're the poor man's version of your TCU. TCU went up there and got their head split.
Let me stop all that. Let me stop all that right now. No, little brother, I'm acting a little crazy here. Tell me about this. Just to know, does Iowa State come to Texas A&M and Aggieland and beat A&M?
No, they're not that kind of football team.
Okay. Now would A&M go to Iowa State and whoop Iowa State?
Well, now you're mixing conferences. A&M is an SEC team with SEC
type. What are we talking about the rankings? They got Ohio State ranked number 5 and Texas A&M number 7.
And you know what? That's a valid point. And let me answer your question because you are Uncle Cliff. No,
that's right.
No, they won't.
No, they won't. And the people who wrote this crap down on here, people who wrote this shit down know effing well.
You went from crap to SHIT. You had the right word first, and then you moved to something that was more explicit. Okay.
Well, how Uncle Cliff get when folks, Uncle Cliff gets a little ruffled. So,
okay. I'm gonna talk to you
about Iowa State some more.
Ohio State
They're
has to
good.
be out of the number 5 ranking, and you have to move them down. Now, Texas A&M is your number 5 team in the country. Iowa State is probably your number 6 team in the country. That's what I would say. Number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11. I just don't think Cincinnati can beat LSU. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't see it. They can't beat Oregon. Oregon is
They
a
can't beat
quality
Oregon.
team.
This is crazy.
It's crazy, and I
Yeah.
like. You know what? You know what? You have to enjoy little brother, Uncle Cliff and little brothers
This is
breakdown of the
crazy.
top 10. So you know, Uncle Cliff, nobody breaks down the top 10 like we do, baby.
These
Nobody.
guys put pen to paper and they write down this total nonsense.
Yeah. You know what? I like Cincinnati. I think that they have done a great job with the program. I
Of
like
course
what
they
they're
have.
Yeah, I like what they've done in Conference US. I mean, I'm sorry, in the American Conference. It's a
But the,
lot to like. And you know what? Let's give them credit. They played
yeah,
Georgia in the
yeah,
bowl game last year. They played their butt off.
yeah.
But you're not gonna
But let's
correct.
put things in perspective still. Let's put things in perspective. It was a COVID year. Numerous players opted out. So, you got guys who shouldn't have been playing out there. So everybody knows what kind of year it was. But yeah, Cincinnati is a good team. They got a good program. They have some good players. But I'm sorry.
Well, we're gonna do a quick little research. This is Uncle Cliff and Little Brother. You're listening to our podcast. Again, this is Uncle Cliff and Little Brother. You're listening to our podcast, and we are exploring the top 10 high school football list, the top 10 college preseason football rankings, and the top 10 NFL preseason football rankings. But back to this, Uncle Cliff. We're talking about right now. We're talking about Cincinnati not deserving the number 8 ranking in the country when LSU is at number 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
Texas A&M at number 7. Let's just recap this. Let's recap it, Cliff. Let's recap it. Let's take it all the way down to the bottom. We said we agreed that Alabama is the number 1 team in the country. Number 2, we said we were going to go ahead and stick with Clemson, but we were going to put OU at number 2. But defensively, they're just not good enough. So number 3, Oklahoma Sooners is your number 3 team in the country. Number 4, we can't put Georgia there. Georgia
No.
looks good. They
No.
play good. They clothes look good. They run fast. They're big. They're strong. But they
Yeah.
slow. They don't show up at the end of the year. Number
Yeah.
4 team in the country has to be Ohio State.
Has to be Ohio State.
One or two talented in the country, talented squads. Number 5, Texas A&M.
Texas
No way.
A&M.
Iowa's
Yeah.
going to be number 5. Number 6, we went ahead and put Iowa State at number 6. Now, let's slow that down, move it up a little bit on Cliff because we can't see that. So, are we going to move it up to number 6 and beyond?
I say Georgia number 6.
Georgia is number 6. Let's go to 7.
Yeah. Number 7. Then I put Ohio State. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. Iowa State. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
There we go.
Iowa State. Sorry.
Okay.
Number 8, Oregon.
I say Oregon to beat LSU. I think Oregon is
Yeah.
absolutely loaded this year. So we'll go with number 8, Oregon.
Number 9, Notre Dame.
I'll take Notre Dame at 9. There's no fuss right there.
Right.
Who's your number 10 team?
Right.
Let's slow down. We ain't got to rush this. Who's your number 10 team in the country? Let's scroll down and see who else we can see that may deserve that. North Carolina, Notre Dame, Miami, Wisconsin. Keep going. Indiana, Florida, Texas, Coastal Carolina. But how did Texas get ranked 18? But that's another story.
Yeah, we're not going to go that deep.
We're not going to go that deep. Who's your number 10 team over club?
My number 10 team in the country, I'm gonna go with Miami. You know why? Why?
Tell me why.
A Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback. Their potential is just off the charts. This is a special kid, and look forward to seeing him. That's why he's going to get my number 10 vote. Now, I could put North Carolina there, too. It's either Miami or North Carolina for me. North Carolina has a hell of a program. They got something brewing in that pot in North Carolina. And ACC is going to be formidable this year, I believe, little brother. So you got Clemson. You got North Carolina. You got Miami. So I say number 10, I'm going to pick Miami. And 10A, I'm going to say North Carolina.
I got one thing to say.
Mhm.
Is you listening to me?
No, the reason this is funny for you all don't know my dad, Little Medlock, Little Medlock Jr. I mean, but that's what he would say when he trying to get your attention. Is you listening?
I'm gonna say it to you one more time.
All
Is
right.
you listening to me?
Yeah, he is. Talk to me, little bro.
We got the quarterback King, and you don't. We
Mhm.
got King, and you don't. It's simple. Ain't no 10A and 10B. We have the Eric King, and you don't.
Mhm.
That's why North Carolina cannot be ranked 10B.
Right.
Either you win or you lose.
Yeah.
We have King and you don't. And that's my Miami's the number 10 team in the country because they
That's what I
have
believe.
a quarterback in the
Yes.
discussion.
Right.
In
Because
the
they got, and yeah, we all know the game is about what? It's all about the what?
quarterback.
Who they paying 40, 50 million a year?
Quarterbacks.
Quarterback.
Ain't no mistaking about that. The
Yeah.
quarterback.
Who are they showing the money to and the love? Quarterbacks. Can you say Aaron Rodgers?
Quarterback.
Right.
You know,
So
I tell you, when we talk about quarterbacks, it was very revealing watching the HBO docu drama with the Dallas Cowboys, and I didn't know Dak was that raw. I mean, Dak is f this and f that, and
yeah.
these SOBs. I want to play, and what am I doing on the sideline? I got a new respect for Dak.
Well,
Dak is an a-hole, and Dak want to win, and I love Dak's competitive nature. I really do, Cliff.
well, they pull back the curtains a little bit for us. We know that Dak is a talkative guy. Of course, you
He
know what he does on the field. Everybody, so after the game, he's a talkative guy, this and that. But he cleans himself up and he presents himself as a respectable young man when he's talking to reporters after the game. He knows kids are watching and whatnot. But what happened on this Hard Knocks program that we saw Dak on, you got a chance to pull back the curtain and see the guy, a little bit, and you saw. Some quite frankly scary things. I mean, you saw some things that you heard about Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan-ish, and how Michael Jordan carried on and
He's
how
a leader.
demanding he was.
I know you'd be talking about that. Dak's a leader, Cliff. Dak's a leader, brother. I didn't say he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I didn't never say that. He is a leader of men. He ain't afraid of SHIT, and he ain't afraid to tell you in your face. Not at all. And I learned that about Dak, and I respect him for it.
Right.
Okay.
So it's all about the quarterback. That's what we were talking about at number 10, Derek King. You know, Miami has to be at number 10. And I tell you what, quite frankly, because of the quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami didn't make it. Number 7, number 5, this season. I expect. Like I say, we don't know what the defense is going to do. Yeah, no, I see you, GK Jug chuckling. I don't know what the defense is going to do, but I think that I'm hopeful.
Let's just keep good what good is. They're number 10 team in the country right now, and then we'll see what happens. Let's go on to the pros. Now, while Uncle Cliff is queuing this thing up for the pros, I want to remind you that now this is getting ready to get a little contentious between me and Uncle Cliff because he think he really, really, really has the patent on what should happen in the pro games and who should be ranked where. I mean, he really thinks that he knows. So we're gonna pull
Yeah,
this up
yeah, I'm
and
a,
we're gonna
I'm
go
an
through it.
NFL guy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. I'm a professional evaluator. I mean, I love high school football. It's a lot of fun and this and that. You see a couple of great guys in high school. The college football game, maybe I started loving this since they're starting to maybe share a little of the revenue with the players. But it was hard for me to. Well, it was hard. Well, okay, the players got to go and eat what they kill. So that's their way of letting them make a little money. But it's hard for me to support the college game so much because they just take and they take and they take, and then they say, "Oh, here's a little education. Give
Exactly.
you education." They give you, oh well, they'll sprinkle a little education on you. But they just study taking with two hands and they sprinkling with two fingers a little education.
Exactly.
You understand my analogy? They take it with two hands, and they sprinkling a little education to justify their take. Anyway, let's move on to the pros.
Let's
You
go
know,
to the what we
where
got here,
men look
baby.
each other in the eye and say, "Hey, this is what you're worth, and we're gonna pay you what you're worth."
No,
Number one,
when men look each other in the eye and we say, "I reckon he will." That's our favorite. That's like one of our famous Clint Eastwood lines.
I reckon so.
I reckon so. William Bunny, you gonna burn in hell. I reckon I will.
I reckon I will. I like the line when the guy said, when he asked him, "You about it?" The guy goes, "Man's got to do something for a living." And Clint told him, "Dying ain't much of a living, boy."
Down ain't much of a boy.
Dying ain't much of a living. I love that line. So I got
Hey,
another. I got another one for you.
uh-huh.
You know,
And for all you
trifling
out there,
people.
we ain't gonna just talk sports all the time. We're gonna have some other stuff. We like movies. We like all kind of stuff. So
Now
go
I
ahead.
might be late to the party on this one, but there was a saying my wife brought to my attention. She said,
Uh-huh.
"There's no need of picking rotten fruit, picking that rotten fruit, because it's gonna fall from the tree all by itself."
Hmm.
So you know what I mean?
Yes.
Rotten
Yes.
fruit will fall from the tree all by itself. So there's no need to mess around with it.
Right.
So you take that and use it, okay? Nurture it and use that within your mind and see how it works out for you.
I think I'll be able to put it in a better context than you presented it. I'll use that in a better way. But thank you for that. And let's
Well,
just get to
Okay, well, I know you'll figure it out. This smart, Mr. Little Brother, smart guy, he'll figure it out. Well, turn it around and massage it and give it back to me in a better way, little brother. Let's get to this.
you give it to me as dough. I give it back to you as a loaf of bread. Now,
All right.
but
But let's get with this. Let's get with this.
well,
This
before
number
we do
one.
that, we're gonna do a reset. You're listening to the podcast of Uncle Cliff and Lil Brother. I'm Jason. They call me Lil Brother, and that's Cliff. That he calls him Uncle
Uncle
Cliff.
Cliff.
Uncle Cliff. But we're here. We're live, and we're excited about this opportunity. We're discussing the top 10 high school football rankings for the state of Texas. The top 10 college football rankings for the preseason, and now we're talking about the NFL top 10 ratings for this upcoming season. And Uncle Cliff, you can carry on.
Well, this caught my eye, and I just had to discuss this. We're saving the best for last. They
Glad.
got the NFL, ESPN, some guy who they paying a lot of money, I'm sure. He has Kansas City number one. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and unpack that. Only way we can unpack that, we got to reveal to you who he has number two. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is number two.
That's
Okay. So,
man.
little brother, talk to me.
That's
What's going
not
on there?
well. First off, Kansas City number one, Tampa Bay number two. Answer me a question, audience, but you more importantly, Uncle Cliff. Who has the best defense out of those two teams?
Let me see. Tampa Bay. That wasn't hard. I'm sorry.
So in the NFL, quarterback driven league. But if you
Yeah.
got defense, who wins in the NFL when you got a defense and quarterback?
The team that has the defense and the quarterback, especially
If it's
if the
Tom Brady,
quarterback is a goat.
if
Okay. Now you
Captain
just
Tom,
don't have you,
Captain Tom,
the guy can leap tall buildings. I
in
mean,
a
in a
I
single bound. I mean,
Tom Brady in that defense, there's no way in the
and
world.
that defense,
Kansas City
Devin
would
White
not
and
be able to
them.
beat them. Yeah, Devin White, those guys.
Look, people. We saw the movie. We've seen this movie before.
Mhm.
It was called the Super Bowl. Help me. Who was in the Super Bowl? I lost for words. Who was in the Super Bowl this past Super Bowl? It was
Tampa Bay
Tampa Bay,
and Kansas City.
and
Kansas City.
there you go. It's Kansas City,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay, and Kansas City. And refresh my memory, little bro. You see, I'm getting old. I'm a little gray. Who won that game?
I think Captain Tom.
Captain Tom. He's able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Mommy,
And
where's
look,
Tom Brady? Yeah, that's him. That's him, Johnny.
this is laughable.
It's
We
laughable.
could have did a whole show on this. This is really absolutely
Yeah,
stunning.
it's
That anybody,
laughable. It's
it's
laughable.
stunning.
Yeah, yeah. So we're
So,
gonna go ahead and say,
so we
uh, go ahead, go ahead.
we're gonna move on. Now, this is interesting. Buffalo Bills at number 3. What say
I
you, little bro?
I say that's right. I say the number one team in the NFL is Tampa Bay. I say the number two team is clearly Kansas City. Number 3 team, it is Buffalo. What say you?
Man, I say I've seen Buffalo a lot of teams last year. I mean, these are grown men. I mean,
Yes, yes,
everybody in the NFL is grown, but these guys play big boy ball. I mean,
absolutely.
I think you and I were looking at the game last year together, little brother, a Thanksgiving Day game when the Buffalo came into Texas Stadium on Thanksgiving Day. And tell the audience what they did to the Cowboys.
Well, I tell you what, Buffalo came in and really, really, really spanked the Cowboys, and people were saying Dallas can just get on track if they can get Buffalo. What? Get Buffalo?
We
uh,
say after the game, instead of turkey, the Cowboys had Buffalo.
they had Goblin. They had Buffalo, and it's
They got Buffalo. I'm sorry, they didn't have Buffalo. They got Buffalo
they
instead of
got Buffalo.
turkey.
But NFL guys, NFL hardcore fans knew the Cowboys were in trouble when Buffalo came to Dallas. They knew it. I knew it.
Well, I saw total dominance, and that's when I really started paying attention to Buffalo. They have a couple of ex-Cowboy players at receiver that left here and went there, and he's their little slot receiver for him. For that a little kid out of Elam, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I tell you what, Buffalo, they have some big, strong, ashy, like little brother used to say, ashy guys who don't use lotion. And they just, I mean, really, Buffalo is they're monster, and yeah,
Buffalo,
they're number 3.
Buffalo.
And I tell you what, Kansas City's gonna have their hands full with them.
I tell you what, their quarterback, that young boy in Buffalo, is a outstanding football player. He reminds me of a better version of Phillip Rivers. He has a very quick release, very strong arm. He is a tough SOB, and I
He
love.
run he runs like that running back King Henry out of Tennessee Titans. That
He's
this
a tough,
quarterback runs like that guy.
he's a tough guy, and tough guys win in the snow. And he's a all weather quarterback. Buffalo could possibly go to the AFC Championship game. Not possibly, they'll be in the AFC Championship game.
And,
And I tell you what,
and like I said, Kansas City, you better be ready. Kansas City has to be.
I tell you what, Cliff, that's a toss up, but let's just move on. But right now, I got Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Make sure I picked it. Buffalo will be in the Super Bowl. Sorry.
So we're in agreement that Tampa Bay should be number 1.
Tampa Bay won.
Whoever's writing this stuff is, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing peanut butter. And number two is Kansas City.
Yes.
Number 3 is Buffalo. Number 4 is not the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. Okay.
I think they are. I think only because of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we've seen Green Bay have a subpar defense every year that Aaron's been there. One year they had a good defense. They went and won the Super Bowl with Aaron. I mean, I think that Aaron Rodgers, and you know this to be a fact. I mean, he is that man. He is like Stephen A. Smith. He's a bad man. He is the best. I'm sorry. He's the most talented passer in the NFL, and he's a veteran. I'm gonna say number 4 is not too high. Now, I'm not advocating for him to be at 4, but I'm definitely not trying to push him down. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to find who should be in the number 4 spot, and to do that, I'm gonna scroll down and see what my options are. And so bear with me. Oh, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong here. So
Okay,
here we go. Not the Ravens. They're not number 4.
and now you mean to tell me you're gonna go find number 4 team at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Okay, Green Bay's number 4.
And people, this is the kind of stuff I go through. He gonna go, hell, everybody's good.
Okay.
He's
Okay,
gonna
Green
go
Bay's number 4.
bottom of the list, find or number 14 and put them at the top.
You
No
got
way.
me on that one, little brother. Green
Ain't
Bay's
college
number 4.
football. Okay, Green Bay's number 14 in the college. I mean in pro. Now the number 5 team, Los Angeles Rams. Now we can have a debate there. But I like the quarterback they picked up. I really think by adding they added who they added quarterback.
The guy from Detroit has been there forever. You know, he's
Yeah,
now he should be retired.
they added
Thinking
Matthew
about
Stafford.
retiring.
They added Matthew
Stafford.
Stafford. You can say all your little side jokes all you want.
He
Matthew
can
Stafford
play.
can play.
But here's the thing.
He's this quarterback. No.
Here's the thing. It's a lot of guys that can play, but it's gonna work. Are these guys gonna mesh? Are they gonna be compatible? That's a $50 word there. Compatibility. You know, I just gotta see. And how is this thing right now? Is an experiment. How's it gonna work?
You want to put Baltimore at number 5 with their quarterback, or you gonna go with Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams at number 5? I know the answer to that, and it's not gonna be Baltimore because you don't trust his own. You don't trust his arm.
So you're gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but to me,
I already think you're crazy.
a healthy. Well, to me, a healthy Dak Prescott, the Cowboys number 5.
A healthy Dak Prescott, the Cowboys can be number 5. I like the linebacker. Yeah, the linebacker's a dog. Okay, let's move it on up.
I mean, so that I put the Cowboys ahead of the Rams. That's I put it like that. So if this guy says the Rams number 5, to me, the Cowboys are definitely number 5 because I put them ahead of the Rams. Okay, I like Dak Prescott, his offense more than I like Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense. Okay, so what do you think about that, little brother?
I agree. I agree with you on that one. I think that's a plausible assumption. I agree. I think that you put the Rams at number 5 because Matthew Stafford can hold you at number 5. Number 6. Now that's when I start to alternate. I am not putting Baltimore over Seattle. I just don't think that Baltimore overall. I don't think Russell Wilson. I think he has a better team.
I agree.
That's just
I
me.
agree. I agree with you on that.
And now, this guy, San Diego, this quarterback, elite. Now, that is a good football player. I don't want to say great, but that's a good football player in San Diego, Cliff.
It's puzzling to me. Not only they got picked up the quarterback, who's a definitely upgrade over Phillip Rivers. I mean, for them to stay with Phillip Rivers as long as they did. Now, don't get me wrong, Phillip Rivers, man, he was a good quarterback. He had his time, this and that. But I think the guy, he needs to go home and rock in his chair and raise his children. How many kids he got? 13. He got some astronomical number.
He got a lot.
So I'm with you, San Diego. I like the quarterback, and to me, I don't know what's going on with San Diego. Why they are underachievers. They're underachiever, and that's one of the reasons the coach got fired.
Well, it was more because obviously they had been in that kind of a mindset since Phillip had been there. They had been underachievers, and kind of when you get in the locker room and you get these new players in there, and you got a new quarterback and you got new coaches, you have to squeeze that persona out of your locker room, and it took time. And last year with the quarterback, they really showed that they could be a contender. And this year, I don't see underachieving. I see a whole new regime.
Well, you know what, little brother, you kind of brushed over that. I went out there and lived, and the folks, our audience heard me loud and clear. The Cowboys at number 5. Did you agree with me? Did you say Cowboys number 5? You like them there?
You said with a healthy Dak Prescott, and I do. They have no. Listen, and I know what number were we at?
6. We were trying to get to 6.
I know that we joke about the Cowboys and we talk crazy, but listen, Dak, Zeke, Cooper, Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, the other kid. I mean, Dallas has some weapons on offense. Now, offensive line, can they protect? And that's really the key in Dallas. Can the line protect? And can they run?
They're healthy. Right now, they're healthy. Can they stay healthy? All these things don't know. But what we do know is the personnel they have on their team. We know the kind of ball they can play with Dak Prescott, and the defense is upgraded. To me, they're number 5 because I'm not going to say any of these teams are better. You're talking about the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, and the Los Angeles Rams. No, I don't put those guys ahead of the Cowboys.
Well, I tend to agree.
Okay, so number 6, we're going to say that you talking about San Diego. You like San Diego at number 6?
I'll keep San Diego at number 6. And I love Cleveland at 7. I really do, because Cleveland, I don't know where else you can go but up. If
Yeah,
you play,
I agree with you.
they are so
I agree with
talented.
you.
And Baker is not bad. He just needs to focus on football and close his mouth.
I'm gonna go with you on the 6 and the 7.
Now we
And
did Seattle
what
was
about Seattle?
well, scroll back down to number 5. Let's scroll back down so I can see what that was.
You can't
Number
put San
6.
Diego ahead of Seahawks. I don't think you can put San Diego ahead of the Seahawks.
No, we talked about the Ravens, not either. So I need to put the
Yeah,
Seahawks at number 6, and
Seahawks number 6,
the Ravens number 7, and San Diego number 8.
and then Cleveland's number 9.
Yeah, if you scroll up, you have to follow me. Scroll on up.
I'll go up again.
Okay.
At 5, we got the Cowboys. At 6,
I'm not falling for that nonsense, but that's you talking, not me.
okay. So what's your recap?
The Cowboys
I
not
think
in the top 10. We said if Dak was healthy. Let's not even talk about that. The
okay.
Cowboys are not a top 10 team right now without Dak being totally healthy, and we don't know that.
Okay. So who do you have at 5?
I have the Los Angeles Rams at 5.
Okay, we disagree there.
Okay, who's at 5?
Cowboys are number 5 team right now.
Without Dak?
No, with Dak. I told you with a healthy Dak, Dak's gonna play. Dak's healthy right now. With the team they have right now, they're the number 5 team in the NFL.
Just keep moving. Oh my God.
Just keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving. I'm not gonna win that. I know I won't win that one, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and have that one because
Well,
we know
we're gonna come back. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna
health.
remember this conversation.
Not
I want the
healthy.
audience to remember too.
He's not healthy.
Well, see, you can't have it both ways, little brother. You
No,
can't sit on the fence.
he's not healthy right now
Why come you say he's not healthy?
because his shoulder is still bothering him. He's not healthy right now. That's why.
He's playing possum, man. Look here. That gonna throw an 80-yard touchdown pass against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You don't play possum when you've missed a whole year and you're a pro. You want to get back out there and practice. You missed a lot of time. Dak is hurt. Next.
Okay. So you got the Rams. Then number 6, you said you had I'm writing this down. Who'd you say you had number 6?
Number 6, I have okay, we just gotta keep going. Let's keep on going because I said it twice, I believe, and I don't want to mess it up. I know number 8 is
The Seahawks.
Seahawks at number 6.
You said Seahawks.
Yes, Seahawks at number 6, and number 7 was I'm gonna need you to move the screen for me.
Okay. Number 7 was Baltimore, right?
Okay.
Excuse me a second.
Okay. So then 7 is Cleveland.
Okay. You're gonna leave Cleveland there at 7. Okay, I agree. And 8.
I go with Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee is the bottom of the barrel in the AFC. I give them the number 8 spot. I mean, as long as you got that running back and you got a healthy quarterback. I mean, the quarterback is not a pushover. He's been in the league for a number of years. Product out of Texas A&M. So that's the number 18.
And number 9.
You're at number 11 right now.
Yeah, they got
number 9 would be and I'm not gonna put San Francisco right there because you look like you're gonna start a rookie quarterback. There's no way I'm putting them right there. At number 9, I really keep scrolling down and see what we got, but I'm not putting San Francisco right there. What do you think?
I agree with you.
I say number 10 team is Dallas Cowboys. And that's good enough for them. They don't deserve to be number 5. They've done nothing to be number 5. They're the number 10 team, and that's generous because Pittsburgh has old Ben Roethlisberger, and I don't know what he has left in the tank. So I'm generous enough to give your Dallas Cowboys the number 10 spot when they probably don't deserve that without a healthy Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Cowboys are number 9 because we didn't cover number 9. You jumped to number 10 for some reason. The Cowboys are number 9, and then I'm gonna say the number 10 team, in my opinion, should be Arizona Cardinals.
I'll go with that one. But I enjoy having the opportunity to evaluate these teams on every level. I mean, you learn something from the high schoolers, from the college guys, and from the pro guys. And the one thing about this show is that we're not going to have a lot of celebrities on here and who's who. We're going to have your average, everyday sports take from your average, everyday Joe Blow. And that's what makes Uncle Cliff and Lil Brother a special operation here.
And and what I enjoy also about what we just did, the audience, the people, they got a chance to see how the sausage is made. We talk about making the sausage and this and that, and we went back and forth and we scratched this. Now let's do this or why, and you gave reasoning behind our thing, and we just don't tell a guy, hey, this is the number 5 team is Los Angeles Rams. I mean, really, come on. I mean, tell me why. But anyway, I enjoy making the sausage right before the audience.
And I want to before we get out of here, we've run our time limit out, but I want to tell you guys that we are excited. I want to tell you guys that we're committed. I want to tell you guys that we're focused on creating the funniest but the most informative podcast you can ever find that has all the top stories on sports and all the nuances on what's going on with the game. You're going to always get it real. You're going to always get it live right here with Lil Brother and Uncle Cliff. Uncle Cliff, you got something to say to the audience before we get out of here?
Love you so much. And till next time, y'all keep it real.
Check us out on YouTube.
Right.
Uncle Cliff and Lil Brother. That's our channel. You can check us out. And until next time, we love you and we'll see you again.
Hold on, I want to say something first. I'm Uncle Cliff.
And
and he's Lil Brother. Be easy.
Easy. Yeah.